listening to the Video Game Show on URN.
Hello, this is the Video Game Show on URN, and I'm your host this week, Dylan. So Mark's not here, and Henry's late, I guess, so that's left it to me. We've got a few news stories, and then it's E3 this weekend.
Yep.
So tonight is the first one, I think. Sunday. Well, tonight's not Sunday. I think 10 p.m. is the EA conference, and then I think
Ubisoft
the next one is tomorrow, isn't it?
Tomorrow evening.
Well, like Monday morning,
yeah.
like 5 or something.
Yeah.
So I think Sunday night, Monday morning is the big sort of night for it all, and Monday evening there's a lot happening. But it's starting now, which is exciting. That's a good time of year for us, at least.
Yeah,
we always enjoy it, don't we?
It is always, isn't it? It's that time of year that gets video game enthusiasts and everyone involved in the video game industry really excited, on the edge of the seats. We know some stuff that's going to get announced. You always get those teasers coming in the build up to it.
Things, isn't there? Yeah.
But yeah, there's what I think a lot of people, and I'm assuming yourself and I included, are excited for is just the fact that we get to see some new stuff, some new IPs coming out that are going to be.
Like Mark said for his Hall of Game, wasn't it? It was the stuff we've not heard of yet.
Yeah, this is it.
Cop out, but good answer.
It's going to be really exciting to see if there's like anything new being made by any of the major developers. Ubisoft, if Microsoft have something in the works. We obviously know about the Scorpio and stuff, which is, it should be there. I mean, we were talking about it in the build up. They've said that they're going to have over 1.5 hours allotted to them, and their conference is going to be quite a big one. So we're expecting big things from them.
Yeah. So we'll go into some of the speculation. We'll go through the main ones during the show, but before that, there's a few news stories. We like to keep you all up to date. So one of the big ones, there's not much really that's happened that I've noticed anyway, but one of the big oons that Mark pointed me towards was the last Valve writer has now left. So that's Jay Pinkerton, I think it is. Pinkerton, I did say it right. So this is the 4th Valve writer that's left in the last 2 years now. And there must be something going on. So this was one of the guys who, if you've followed Valve at all, or if you're a fan of what they do, you probably know that they also come out with some. So they've got, their games are fun and they're well written. Yeah. They also come out with a lot of nice side stuff. So Team Fortress 2 especially had that whole Meet the series where you could meet the different characters you had. Yeah. And they were always funny. Like they gave you the character of that game and what sort of made it so ridiculous. And so there was that stuff. Especially recently, there was I saw a post about some school had this World War II poster up. Yeah. And it was one of the posters from Team Fortress 2, which is one of the propaganda posters of Soldiers Eat Babies. Yeah. Join Team Demo Man today. So it's that kind of, it's just like a charming extra that's added to all these games. And I think that's what really sold Valve games. But now, recently, they've become a lot more, I don't know, there's less Valviness to it, isn't it? It's like Dota and money is what you get from them.
Yeah, this is it. I mean, Valve have sort of been, I wouldn't say in a decline, but they've not been producing as we know that they could have. I feel part of that maybe is down to the fact that, they had Half-Life was teased for so long, having a Half-Life 3, and it was like, this is going to be a massive hype, and they've just never got around to doing it. Obviously, it probably is never going to get done now, and I feel like that's probably taken most of the brunt of it, and people have just sort of forgotten about it. They're still kind of hyped for it, but I feel like, I don't know, I feel like Valve are not, we know that they can do better. I wouldn't be surprised if they maybe try and maybe they might announce something at E3. Maybe they like working on something that we haven't known about. Maybe they just come out of nowhere and say, look, we've got this is pretty cool, this is how we get, this is how we kickstart or reinvigorate our audience and our player base. This is what we need to do. We need something fresh, and just come out of nowhere with something that maybe catches the audience's attention.
It'd be cool, but it's just kind of like, it doesn't even feel like they would do something like that. Yeah. Especially if they've got no writers. What game are they going to release?
This is it. I mean,
maybe they're just, the writers are tired of not having anything to do. So I might as well go somewhere else. So on top of that, I mean, you could talk for ages about Valve in all these different ways, but I think we have over the time. But there's a few other stories to go through. So Battleborne, the much laboured game, it's had a lot of trouble.
Cult classic.
yeah, you could describe it as that, I guess. So they came out roughly the same time as Overwatch. Yep. And they had the whole Blizzard attack of releasing free-to-play days and betas at the same time, so nobody cared about Battleborne. And I think it's safe to say it's sort of deemed as a worse game as well, so that's going to not help. But they really had a hard time with it, and now it's free-to-play.
Yeah, I think that's definitely the direction it should have went. I was one of those stupid people who was like, oh, look, this is a Gearbox game. I'm a massive fan of Borderlands. Maybe it's something similar to this.
Yeah.
It's sort of disappointed. I feel like it's, again, the fact that it was released in a similar time period to Overwatch is still a bit dubious. Like you say, Overwatch is, I've got it now, and, Mark's been playing it. Henry loves the game as well, and he's been talking about it for ages, but it is a fantastic game, and I can quite clearly see why Battleborne was overshadowed by Overwatch. So
it's not going to beat it, is it?
It's good, and I feel like I was telling you as well, one sort of problem I had with it is when you can play a single player on it, and ostensibly that single player is just you and no one else is online, and it drops you into a story mode lobby and you're connected online, but no one else is in that lobby playing with you. Yeah. And then if you get disconnected from that lobby, it just kicks you out of the story mode, which
is absurd.
It's bizarre.
Is it you can only ever play story mode single player, or can other people join you?
I'm not sure. I played it only a tiny bit, and then I got really annoyed with that issue, so I'm not sure. I haven't touched it in a long time, but I don't know. I feel like it was a bit of a disappointment in terms of, we know what Gearbox are capable of doing. We know that they can produce fantastic games, but I don't know. I feel like they just dropped it there, and we haven't heard anything from them since then. So
there's been we'll talk about that in a bit, I guess, but there's been a bit of speculation about Borderlands 3 coming out from them, because there was the little Unreal Engine demo and stuff. Hello, Henry.
Hey guys, sorry I'm late. I got a bit waylaid.
It's alright, you're here now, and that's all that matters.
Indeed, how you guys doing?
Yeah, not too bad, mate.
Yeah, I'm
not too bad. We're just talking about how Valve haven't really done much, and Battleborne is now free to play.
Yeah.
Well, do you know what, actually, that's great, because I actually now will give that a go. Like, I will actually go and play that now.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's like Jack just said, it's the right move for them, because nobody was going to play it. No. But now that it's free to play, I think a lot of people go, I'll give it a go, and it'll be one of those things you might pick up every once in a while. So I think it's a good idea for them. But
no, I agree.
We'll have to wait and see how it goes, because you can make a lot of money on free-to-play games, as has been shown. So
yeah, exactly, and it brings it to a wider audience. It's a game that I would never have tried, but actually, I think it's sufficiently fun that it's worth investing in it, even if it's free. So
yeah, exactly. Like a good free-to-play game is pretty good.
Yeah,
and it's one of those nice group games you can play. Speaking of which, segue. This game that I've spoken about with Mark briefly. Sorry. This game called Fortnite, which was Epic's new game for Unreal Engine 4. So when Unreal Engine 4 got announced, they announced this game, Fortnite. And a few people got to play it at these conferences and stuff. And then no one heard anything. It just went blank.
Yeah.
And after 2 years now, I think it is, of just complete silence about it, they released a trailer. And it is, I put it on the chat, so I don't know if you'll have seen it, but it is essentially COD Zombies with extra stuff.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's got like a cool cartoonish style to it, and it looks pretty, looks pretty funky, but it's COD Zombies with fort mechanics, I guess. Yeah. You've watched the trailer, haven't you, Jack?
It looks intriguing. I mean, the first time I looked at it, I was like, well, this is just maybe like another generic zombie game. I don't know what they're trying to do with it. And then watching it on the second look, it's like, actually, this could be quite fun. You have different classes that you can be. You can be like constructor and a soldier or like ninja or whatever. And
there's
seems really cool.
Outlander, I think it was. Yeah, like the scavenger one, essentially.
It seems really cool in that. Yeah, you get the fort building. You've got to build this fort. You've got to you can put traps down. You can kill zombies.
Like a bit more violent Minecraft.
Yeah, it looks very like that, and it looks as if it's given the player the creation in terms of how they want to build their fort, what they want to have their defenses.
You could do quite a lot. Yeah. It looks. There's also like a sort of almost a card mechanic to it. So it's got this collectibles kind of thing, I guess. So you can collect heroes. So you've got these 4 base classes, like you say, but there's then heroes within each class that each have different abilities. So obviously that's quite a common game mechanic. It's not anything out there, but it looks actually quite cool. It's got a lot of. I think it's that kind of game that if you had a group of 4 of your friends, you could sit down and have a really good time with, or even if you were playing with them over online. It looks really fun. It's something that I definitely want to give a go.
Sounds cool. When does it come
July 25th.
Oh, soon.
Yeah,
Oh, right,
yeah.
cool.
Like hearing nothing about it for ages, and then I think it's because it's an early access game. I
Right.
think is what I've seen. So it comes out July 25th on everything.
Right, okay.
And yeah, give a look to the trailer because it explains basically the entire game.
Yeah.
It does. I look at pictures. It looks pretty cool, actually.
Yeah, it's a nice style, isn't it? It's a good looking game.
I like, and I love this build. I love this building idea.
Yeah.
I love when games do that when you can build on the fly. I think that's really cool.
It seems like as well the building is because like you say it's on the fly. It's very while you're playing you can build. So if anything happens that you think you need to change for, you can. But also they're really covering the whole how versatile and stuff the game is. So they talk about in the trailer if you're into just sniping things and you want to shoot,
You can build yourself
your sniper
a high tower.
Yeah.
and-
Sick.
But also there's sort of a tower defense style to it. So one of
Yeah.
the things they show in it is you build like a little path with all your traps in, and it kills them for you. You don't have to do anything.
So this is going to be a digital release, eh? Or is it going to be both console?
From what I've seen, I think it's going to be digital because especially if it's early access,
Yeah,
you'd expect.
fair.
But
No, that sounds cool.
Seemingly, they say everywhere, so I'd imagine it's on all.
Yeah,
Devices.
Across
Otherwise
all-
you
yeah,
don't-
Yeah, I agree.
But
Sounds cool.
yeah, it sounds good. There's also this the final news story we have this week. It's a bit of a horrible thing that's happened, but so this Testology are the UK company that sort of they test games for game developers in the UK, and the owner Andy Robson has come out saying some not very nice things about Muslims. He's obviously shaken up by what's happened. And
Yeah,
sure.
He's come out with the wrong response. It's not okay what he said, and thankfully, a lot of the gaming community has come out against him. They've been like, "No, this isn't okay. They're like, a lot of bad stuff is happening, yes, but this isn't the right response.
Sure.
You shouldn't ever alienate people." And I think it's horrible to see that it's coming. That one side of it is coming out, but then it seems a lot larger. There's a lot more coming out on the side of no, this isn't all right. The gaming community, as badly as it can be portrayed from time to time, I think also is quite inclusive. Like obviously it can be bad as well, but you get a lot of people. It's a diverse group of people. So
Yeah, and it's very much like a medium which can bring people together, and it
Exactly,
brings and
yeah.
it makes friendships. I'm sure that a lot of people, when you go online, obviously you do get some people who aren't the nicest people in the world. But yeah, I mean, it is certainly something that brings everyone closer, and people can just pick up and play games, and it's something that is a lot of community and caring, and something that should be a good and fun, enjoyable thing to do. But
Yeah,
when
definitely.
you have soft people saying stuff like that, it does put a bit of a down on
Yeah,
it.
I didn't hear about that, but yeah, it sucks that he did that. But
Yeah.
as I said, I'm not surprised at the amount of support that's come out against him. So, has he stepped down?
Not that I've seen yet. He's put out an apology, but I think it only happened in the past
Right.
few days.
Okay.
I think from what's happened, it might end up that people from Oculus have come out saying we'll help you look for jobs. Anybody who works at Testology, and a lot of companies coming out saying we haven't worked with Testology for a while, but we're not going to be working with them again in the future, at least for the foreseeable future.
Right. Okay.
So I think it will have to be he comes out really apologising or has to step down. Otherwise, it's
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah, otherwise he alienates his entire company. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So I imagine you don't want to say anything either way, but
Fair enough.
it seems like
I don't know, you guys. I think we talked about the show before. Do you remember? The kind of funny guys.
Oh yeah,
Craig Miller and all that.
Yeah.
lot. Well, they had Colin Moriarty. He had to leave. He had to resign from the show.
Yeah.
Because of the sexist tweet. But yeah, no, it is interesting that he made that tweet and then the entire gaming community came out against him, and he subsequently now does his own thing. But
yeah. So it's really you see people try and paint the gaming community badly, but you often get a lot of I don't know the right word. I guess people are against these kind of horrible statements, so it's not as bad as some people might make out.
yeah,
So we'll go on to E3 speculation in a bit, but should we have a song before that? I think we're well enough into the show.
Yeah, we're gonna have the Halo theme from Halo 2.
we're back, and that was a Halo song. And basically, if you want to get in touch with us, you can do the usual. You can text us in 07903 545 252, or tweet us at URN 1350, or send us free web text. And remember to sign off, and we will shout you out.
You've really got that down, Henry. It's quite the talent.
Quite the one.
So, as we've said at the beginning, E3 is happening, and we thought we'd do a speculation show.
Let's
Talk about what we think's going to happen, what we hope to happen.
My tinfoil hat's on. That's it.
Yeah. So the first one that's coming up is EA tonight. So I figure let's have a little chat about them. Obviously, we're going to have the sports section.
We were talking about this. We know exactly what's coming when it comes to the EA Sports section. We know that they're probably going to have a known footballer come on stage and rant about how good FIFA 18 is.
It's a really awkward demo.
How many different directions you can travel in.
Talk about the how real the players' faces are and how they've got state-of-the-art mocap so that they can, have Ronaldo running more realistically or whatever it is they're going to talk about. They're going to have NHL there as well. I don't know.
They'll have like 4 different ridiculous montages of everything that they...
Yeah, they will.
I feel like it's very much it's very much just like a bit like a wet sock where it's just like, I know it's coming, but it's... I can't do anything about it because I want to watch all of the E3 conferences and I know that I'm going to have to bear about 20 minutes of just them ranting and raving about how good sports are and how you should probably play sports at home instead of going out and actually socialising with friends and playing sports. But, I don't know. I feel like once that's over with, hopefully they do that first. Hopefully they
usually do it midway through though, don't they?
Out of the way. Yeah, this is it.
I always thought they did it first.
This is a thing. I don't know.
I think they start off with something big. And it's like, yeah, this is great. And then they do sports. And
I just remember one game that would get me excited. Do you remember a couple of years ago? It might be 3-4 years ago. It actually might be 4 years ago. They showed a clip of extreme sports game, which never came to fruition.
I know.
Gliding, rally driving.
Wasn't that just steep?
Skydiving. No. It was like proper like Red Bull, like extreme sports. But they never talked.
But was Steep EA or was it Activision? Because
pretty sure Steep was EA, wasn't it?
There's no way they'd release another one.
Ubisoft. Steep was Ubisoft.
Oh, yeah, it was, of course, yeah. I guess they could, yeah.
So maybe they'll bring that, I don't know. But, actually, Madden apparently is getting story mode this year.
Yeah, like
so
FIFA.
That's going to be there.
Well,
they'll talk about that, yeah.
I feel like...
Tom Brady's a cheat, you know.
I feel like the FIFA story mode that they did in FIFA 17 was good. That little career mode where you could, you played as Alex Hunter and you were coming up through the ranks and whatever. I feel like it was good, but it was very sort of one road, no matter what decisions you'd make. This is what's going to happen. We're going to take you down that path. I feel like if they want to have success with story modes and, they need to bring character creation into it. So you don't just play as a stock character. You need to be able to personalize your own character. And then you also need to have decisions actually influence, stuff that happens off the pitch, stuff that happens on the pitch. Maybe you get some people coming up to you to fix the game. And then you say, no, actually, I'm not going to do it. And then you... Some repercussions happen, stuff like that. I feel like that's certainly something that they want.
They might do that.
They do, but I don't know. I feel like as soon as that's out of the way, I feel it should be good.
They've obviously got the obvious one of Battlefront.
Yeah.
But we've already seen a bit from that, so I don't know how exciting that can be.
They'll have someone sat on stage playing it, or they'll have
they'll have one of those ridiculous staged. Oh, look at us all playing this together, going. Except it's not going to be. It is split screen this time, isn't it? I feel like that's been said.
I'm not sure.
I think it is, yeah.
So there'll be something like that, which is fun. But one thing I'm really excited for it is last year they announced Respawn was doing a Star Wars game.
Yes, they did actually. I read that this morning, yeah.
And they hadn't made anything yet. All they had was Respawn is gonna be making one.
Sure.
So hopefully we see something this year. I don't know if we will, because obviously if they've not done anything yet, what can they show after a year? But
we've also got the Amy Hennig game.
The what?
The Amy Hennig game, i.e. former director of Uncharted, who is working on her own.
Oh.
Have you heard about this?
I haven't, no.
Oh, this has been hugely hyped for the past few years. Amy Hennig, having done Uncharted 3, having been effectively bullied out by Neil Druckmann, but that's for another day. Apparently she's working on the Star Wars game for EA.
Oh, cool.
It's going to be a third-person
I did hear about this,
RPG. And they might talk about that. I really hope they do. It's been in the making for a while now.
Well, because they had that at the last one, didn't they? They had because obviously LucasArts had stopped, so EA were like, look at all the Star Wars games we've got.
Yeah.
So it was Battlefront, obviously they came out with, and then it was we've also got these other games that are being made. So it was that Amy Hennig one, it was the Respawn one. I feel like maybe there was a third, but I might be making that up.
So I think they're definitely going to talk about that.
Yeah, they must do, right? Because they'll have a bunch of games we've not heard of, but other than that, I don't know what they've got.
I don't think of anything else really.
I've not seen, but I mean, I'm not the best. But also the trailer that came out past few days, I saw it yesterday. Maybe it came out a bit before that. Need for Speed. There's a new Need for Speed game.
Yep.
Payback,
yeah.
That's it, yeah.
So that's another one to look for. Some more racing. I'm not that into those sort of races.
I don't know.
Literally couldn't get ahead.
I don't know. I mean, like,
we've not really got the best group for that.
I feel like with racing games, it's very much a cornered market in terms of
definitely,
especially for Xbox. You've got Forza, which is it has been for several years pinpoint the highlight in terms of realistic racing game on the Xbox.
Sure.
So I feel like maybe for PlayStation it might be good. But then you've had other games
There's
that have come out
Crew
as
Drive
well.
Club. There's another. Is there Crew 2 coming
Yeah.
out? Yeah.
I mean, Dirt 4 came out like yesterday, I think it was.
Yeah, you were saying
as
this.
well.
I've
So
good reviews.
like shocking because Dirt 3. Well, that was like 10 years ago now.
yeah,
right.
like
That was an
it
Xbox 360
ages
game.
ago.
And I was always terrible at it, but they've come out with another one, which
Yeah.
is good.
Yeah, I mean, I
Yeah.
think they said I think if racing fans are racing fans, they
Yeah.
didn't really attract new people. So I think whatever that fills that niche. But yeah, Payback's coming out.
Need for Speed is one of those kind of I think it's more of the bridging ones though. It's like sort of Burnout in that it's a racing game, but it's got other bits to it.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
quite arcadey.
Yeah, so I think it is one of the ones that could bring in, like, it's a lot easier to attract people with it because it's a lot more, this is just a fun game to pick up and play, whereas
Yeah.
other racing simulators are a bit more, you need to actually be good at it, otherwise
Sure.
it's terrible, because I don't know about you guys, but if I pick up a racing game, I'm really bad.
Yeah, no,
'Cause
I agree.
I don't know what's
really
going
not my thing.
But
I'm okay as long as I've got like most of the assists on. Most
Yeah.
of like the like traction control and everything needs to be on,
Sure.
otherwise it just spin out all
Yeah.
the time.
Most cars I don't know. But yeah,
racing
no.
game I play, Mario Kart, and that's it. But so that's basically EA. I don't really know what. There's nothing I'm hoping for
You
from
were
them.
talking about they might be announcing Titanfall 2 DLC.
Oh
wasn't
yeah,
you?
completely forgot.
yeah?
I said that as we were walking in. Yeah, they've said that they're doing Titanfall DLC. They're gonna show something.
I started playing the campaign of Titanfall.
It's incredible,
It's
isn't
good.
it?
It's really good. Actually, really surprised. For the first couple of missions, really enjoy it.
Yeah, it gets a lot better. It starts off good, it gets better. It's
The other thing I like about it is the first, like when you team up with BT, I was like, oh, this is gonna be so cheesy. It's gonna be really corny. But actually, they don't force it too much.
No.
Like there's a bit where you get separated, and he's on this power plant, and you're going through all these tunnels and stuff. And
Yeah.
actually, the dialogue's quite natural.
yeah,
It's not too forced. I actually quite like that.
and the sort
so-
of picking your dialogue is quite fun, isn't it?
Yeah, I like that as well. So yeah, it's good.
Yeah. I'm glad you enjoy it too.
Sorry, I just inject that.
No, it's good. At least the listeners will start to know that I'm not just a
It's not just a
crazed
villain type.
fanboy. It is
Yeah.
actually quite a good game. But yeah, so there'll be DLC for that. I'm excited because I feel like you'd announce bigger DLC at E3
You'd hope so.
because they've.
Like we got a new skin. Oh, great.
Yeah, exactly. So like the last thing they had was a Titan, which is pretty big.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you can really have another. I kind of want it to be some story DLC. I doubt it will be, but I think that would be nice just because the story's really good and I kind of want to play a bit more of it.
Yeah.
But I feel like they probably wouldn't. That would be a
Yeah.
bit ridiculous. But yeah, it's exciting to see what might happen. I think a lot of people want more gauntlets. I don't know if you've done the. Oh, it's the beginning
Yes,
of the
I
campaign.
have. Yeah, yeah.
The gauntlet is
Had
great.
had a
fun.
few cracks at it.
So like me and Mark were playing that a lot during the live stream, and had a lot of fun with that. And a few people have said they want just more different gauntlets.
Yeah.
Because it's really fun to just do them. So something like that might come out. There was a tweet of Respawn employees playing. It came out yesterday or today, and they've changed something in the game. In that, in Titanfall 1, you could have your main weapon, your anti-Titan weapon, and your sidearm.
Sure.
So that was your things like your archer, your rocket launcher is your anti-Titan weapon, and the sidearm is pistol. And they've reintroduced that into Titanfall 2 because at the moment you get two weapons. You can pick between your anti-Titan or your sidearm.
Yeah.
And the screenshot or the screen you can see is you've got all three, and that's a thing. A lot of people have been like, well, that's kind of most people just end up making two classes that are identical. Other than that, because once Titans come out, pistols are useless, but before that, anti-Titan weapons are useless. So it'll be fun if that happened, but you never know. It might end up just being a map.
Yeah,
So,
could be. Yeah.
it's just a good place to show it, isn't it? But other than that, clearly I forgot. I don't know what else is really coming from EA. There's nothing I hope for.
Last year they did EA Originals and they showed off a couple of indie games like
Yeah.
Faye,
Yeah.
and so they might do that again.
Well, this is it. Like we're talking about, they're probably gonna try and push EA access on people even more, like they do every year since it's been out. I mean,
Well, with Xbox Pass, they kind of have
this
to.
is it now.
So
So
you'd expect them to
yeah,
just make
EA
it cheaper.
going to be a generic, unless they come out of nowhere and say, "Look, we've got this new IP, let's do it," and it's like, "Oh my word, this is insane."
Yeah.
I feel
Well,
like it's going
to be fair, they probably will. Like
Yeah.
usually they come out with a.
Yeah.
The companies usually come out with a
Sure.
exciting looking new game. Whether that game ends up being good or not, anyway, you usually get something that's like, oh, that actually looks alright.
Yeah, I don't know. EA is probably the one I'm least looking forward to.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I probably won't watch it first.
Yeah, I'll watch it, but it's the other ones are always a bit more exciting, aren't they?
Yeah.
Because there's a lot more to draw from for Sony and Microsoft.
Yeah, definitely.
Speaking of which, Sony is. I don't think it's actually the next one. Oh no, it might be. It might be Monday night. I have them all written down, but I've completely forgotten. So let me just get the time.
Is that UK time as well?
Yeah. So it is. So oh yeah. So speaking of which, EA is 10 p.m. tonight.
Right.
So that is. Oh wait, where did I put it? There we go. Oh, and my thing's just reloaded. I'll get it up. So EA is 10 p.m. tonight, and then the next one after that we've got Monday evening at 9 p.m. is Ubisoft. So let's talk about them next, I guess.
That's probably the one I'm most looking forward to.
Ubisoft is always pretty fun. They had the Viking dude last time, didn't they? Because the time before even, because they had For Honor, and that guy's a bit crazy and fun.
Yeah.
A bunch of French people, always exciting. But yeah, so they've got this game that obviously everyone's heard about. They've not officially announced yet, but has been leaked everywhere.
We should have a jingle for it. Every week I'm like, there's been another leak. There's been another leak. There's been another leak this week. Like,
there's been a lot this week. It's ridiculous. So that is, if you hadn't guessed already, Assassin's Creed Origins. We now pretty much know that it is that.
Yeah.
They've still not said it themselves, but
it's like 99.99% true.
yeah, there's like a Game Informer cover has come out in the past few days with it on. There's a t-shirt with the main character Bayek on, which I think is a great name.
Bayek.
But yeah, only in like Northern England.
Yeah.
Is that even right? But I think that's pretty funny. Looks cool though, because shield and bow and arrow.
Yeah.
I'm incredibly excited for this game. I could not be more excited.
Cool. It's odd going for an Origins game, I think. I thought the sort of Origins fad had died a little bit,
I think they're going for a soft reboot, I think.
Yeah, they must be, because, well, they started with the Desmond trilogy and now they're not doing that, so they need a new world.
And if you look at the thing, it says on it, the Brotherhood begins.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking this is actually like what they're starting all over again, kind of.
Yeah. Well, they're definitely starting
they're starting something new.
How the Assassins became, obviously. From the name,
I'd also be really down for if they were going to make this into a trilogy. They were actually going to give this character more length than just one game.
They actually finish his story, yeah.
No, exactly. There's just like a bit. I want something substantial out of it.
Because like Assassin's Creed 2 and its follow-ups, it was nice to follow Ezio, and I think Ezio is still the... When you think of the Assassins, obviously you can think of like the Kenways and stuff, but Ezio, I think, in my mind at least, is sort of the one that comes up first.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Because he was there for most, like the majority of it, and also I think he had a bit more character to him.
Yeah,
because he was like kind of cheeky. He was fun to play as, and then obviously we all love Assassin's Creed 4 here, so we like Connor, is it, or is that his dad?
Yes. Edward. Yeah.
Edward. Yeah. So we like those characters are great, but I think Ezio is. I think it's because, like you said, he had a lot more time to flesh out, and hopefully they do that. But you'll have to wait and see, I guess, isn't it? They didn't just try and milk it for money. They took a year off, so maybe they will go down the slightly more integrity-based route.
I've got high hopes for it.
Yeah, I think it looks. I've always enjoyed the Assassin's Creed. I've said it before. I've defended Assassin's Creed to people before because. Often a lot of people, it's in the same sort of vein as Call of Duty. People go, they release it every year, it's just a money cow. And it's like, they've released good games pretty much every time. Like Assassin's Creed 3 had a pretty bad reception, but all the other ones people really enjoy, even if they come out really poorly made. Like, there's a lot of things wrong with Unity especially, had a lot of stuff going on with it. But it was a fun game.
Yeah.
So I think you can expect a lot from them, and I think with another year on it that they've had, I think it should be good. And bow and arrows, they're coming into the game late, but bow and arrows are still pretty cool. So,
agreed.
We'll see what happens. What else are we getting from Ubisoft?
We've got South Park. Fractured Butthole. When was that announced? For like November, some point, or wasn't it?
Something like that. It got
pushed back.
They got announced 2 E3s ago. I'm fairly certain 2 E3s ago they said it was coming out before the next E3.
Yeah.
So,
but. I mean, it's got a confirmed date. We'll probably see.
It's had confirmed dates before, hasn't it?
Yeah, I guess. I mean,
I'm sort of tired of seeing it. Is the thing?
I feel like we might see a bit of it. I feel like we might see some gameplay of it.
I imagine we'll hear something about it, or they'll have a final trailer. I doubt it'll be as big as what they had last E3 because they had a proper full thing for it, didn't they? And they had a chat with them. I'd be surprised if they had that because there must be at least a little bit of South Park fatigue by now.
Yeah,
I'm like I said, I'm getting tired of it. I don't know about you guys, but
it's just not something I pay attention to at all. So I don't even pass it straight over.
Yeah, I don't know what else they could announce about it. I imagine they'll talk about it at least a little bit.
I'm sure they'll bring it up.
But yeah, I don't know. One thing I am especially excited for Ubisoft, which they do every year, much like the EA Sports section, but this one is way better. the Ubisoft Just Dance section. Always a highlight of
always
E3.
do it, don't they?
And it's always so good. Because it's just the worst thing, and I don't understand why they do it, but it's amazing.
Oh, they do it every time. Every single time they do it. They go, black. Just dance, everyone. Everyone goes, oh.
It's like, great, we're going to have to sit through this dancing for 3 minutes. Wonderful.
Oh, God, yeah.
But it's always fun, and it's when you have to stay up. So this is the first one of that. Was that Monday night? That was Sunday night, 9 p.m.
Yeah.
So that's the first of the sort of long haul, as it were, because I think the next one is 2 a.m. Monday morning, and then 5 a.m.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the long haul, and that it adds some levity to it. You don't want to be bummed out at the beginning of that.
True. Yeah. Far Cry 5.
Yeah,
I might see
exciting
some
to
stuff
see.
about that.
We'll almost definitely see some stuff about that. I don't think that's a might.
I mean,
is it?
like, I
That's-
don't know if they'll like maybe show game footage of it. I don't know if they've
I think so.
got anything.
They'd have to, because it's like that. They had that whole big release about it.
Yeah.
They probably have stuff to show. Because I think.
Oh yeah,
it's-
I'm not doubting that. Like without a shadow of a doubt, they will show something. I just don't know like how in depth it'll be and how ready they are to.
I
just,
imagine
you know,
it'll have a
fully
pretty good
enclose.
section, especially
Yeah.
because it'll have like a vidoc or something, won't it? It'll be like a telling you the
Yeah, they'll have the director
Behind
telling you
it,
the
yeah.
rest of
Oh,
it. Yeah, I think so.
yeah, because that's a one that a lot of people care about. Far Cry is the money maker.
It's interesting that they announced it before E3. I don't disagree with the strategy. I'm interested to see how that strategy sort of works. Really, that you announce it before E3
yeah.
and then you go and
I think that's started happening a lot more recently, though, hasn't it? Because
Yeah.
especially with a game like Far Cry, if that came out at E3, it's a lot easier for it to get just sort of whatever. It's Far Cry. That's exciting, but there's all these other things. Whereas at least if you announce it beforehand, it's not going to get. So if they do have Assassin's Creed
Yeah.
Origins, that would become the focus. I think it stops it getting dragged out.
I think also they've opened it to the public as well. So in that sense, it's become much more commercial,
Yeah.
and therefore people want to know what they're actually paying to see. So I actually think that's probably part of it as well. So people are like, "Oh, Far Cry's coming. Well, I'm definitely going to go now," or whatever, you know.
Yeah,
Or
that's
something,
true.
I don't know, but
No, that'd be exciting. There'll probably be a Tom Clancy thing, I guess.
Yeah.
They usually
yes,
have something,
yeah,
don't
probably. I reckon it'll be DLC for Wildlands.
Yeah,
they?
definitely.
Yeah, there must be.
I don't think they're
definitely
ready to
something
announce
like
something quite. I don't know.
They usually have something though, don't they? Because they had
this is
Division the
fair.
year before. They might have a Division 2. You never know.
Kids do.
Yeah, good.
Or DLC for Division. Although, does anybody even play that anymore? I saw a Reddit post about it, but that's the only thing I've seen about Division in the past year.
Yeah.
My housemate used to play it, and even he didn't like it.
Oh,
So,
really?
Yeah.
They might be doing maybe like a Siege 2 or something. I don't know.
Siege is actually pretty popular, isn't it?
Yeah, this is it.
That's been going down well because it's
No, that's a good shot, actually.
you can play
It's-
for it quite cheaply as
Yeah,
well.
it's very big in terms of like esports as well. It's,
Yeah.
like,
Is it?
in terms of like competitive play,
I
it's
didn't know
very
that.
very big.
Yeah,
But-
I wouldn't be surprised. I feel like a Tom Clancy thing is usually there.
Yeah.
Because they've got so many different. It's almost like they could have a conference of its own.
Yeah.
Tom Clancy. There's just enough games that they make.
They should release a Tom Clancy's Hawks 2.
They should.
Hawks was a brilliant game.
Hawks
VR.
was top notch. Oh
in
man.
VR would be insane,
it's
especially because flying planes is
a
cool,
natural
and
fit.
being a VR game would be really really
Yeah,
good.
but think of all the vomit. That would be.
it would be interesting to see how that gets received. But I highly doubt they're going to jump back that far and be like, right, we're going to have a reboot of this whole game.
It would be a good game to go into if they wanted to get into
Yeah.
VR though. It would be a good
It
one.
would.
Well, I was going to say,
be
it'd be a
really
good crack on it. Yeah.
I think that. Yeah, I think if anything, simulators like that is probably where VR will find its home. I think because they're obviously big. People love simulators.
Oh,
As much as weird as it is, people love simulators, and VR fits pretty well in the fact that you are just a person in those things. So.
yeah. I wonder if Aisha Tyler will be presenting it again.
She has to be, right?
She usually does it.
Yeah, she has done for the past however many years.
Yeah,
I'd be
so I
surprised
imagine
if
she
she
probably
wasn't.
is. Yeah.
And she always goes down well. People love her.
Yeah, they do like it. Yeah.
Like
can
you
do
get a
this.
few presenters who are like just like, oh god, shut up, like go away. But I think she often, even though she makes really terrible jokes,
Yeah.
and it's always really cheesy, it always plays off because
Yeah.
I mean,
They should just drop the F-bomb and then everyone's happy. So.
yeah, exactly. She's just too good. Yeah, is there anything else you guys are excited about for Ubisoft?
I don't
Pretty
think
much
so. I think
covered
Far
it,
Cry and
really.
Assassin's Creed are my main things.
Yeah, definitely. I think those are the ones they'll focus
Yeah.
on as well.
No, I can't think of anything else.
No, me neither. Just Dance VR. Just thinking of it.
VR,
God,
oh my
that'd
goodness.
be intense, wouldn't it? I'll go for Sony next. I think that's the next one, but I
Yeah.
could be entirely wrong. So they've obviously there's PSVR out at the moment. Do you think they'll have anything about it? Because
They have to. They have to, surely.
yeah,
um,
I mean, because
It's doing well
It
as
just
well.
came out. It's doing well.
It is doing well. So yeah, I guarantee they'll show it.
They'll have a section. So Sony is Monday morning, evening.
Right.
Oh wait, no. So Monday evening. It's Tuesday morning. I wrote that down wrong.
Okay.
2 a.m. So
That's
yeah.
late night.
they all seem to be quite spread out. But yeah, so Sony, they're probably going to have more VR. Hopefully.
Yeah.
We've also obviously got God of War, which I know you're excited about.
Yeah, very excited about that. Although I will be trying not to watch it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You said you don't want to see anything from that. do you?
And Last of Us, I reckon they'll show as well. Although I don't know how much they'll show. I don't think they'll show a lot.
Was it last E3 that they showed the trailer, or did it come out in the interim?
I think
No,
it came out
last.
in interim, wasn't it?
No. It was.
Was it at
God,
E3?
really?
I can't remember.
Oh, hang on. Maybe it was interim.
It must have been, because it can't have been that long since that trailer came out. Because it's what's her face, Ellie playing the guitar.
Yeah,
Right?
Yeah.
because what is it? It's at the end of the first one. It's like, at some point in the first one, it's like, I'll teach you how to play guitar at some point, and then at the opening bit of the trailer is just her playing guitar. So it leads on quite well. But yeah, I mean, it would be cool to see where that leads if they have like a substantial amount to show on it. I imagine they will.
Yeah.
Because it is, it's a massive hit on the.
It's
on the
one of their
PS4.
most popular games, isn't it? Last of Us, like basically everybody who's got a
along with,
PlayStation I know
along
loves
with
that
the
game.
Uncharted games as well. It's like those two games are these are PlayStation exclusives, and these are actually really cool. So I'd like to see a lot of stuff about Last of Us 2 because I mean
It's one of the selling points of PlayStation,
Yeah,
I think,
this is
because
it.
it's just an incredible game.
Yeah. I mean, it was the interim. It was at PlayStation Experience in December.
Okay.
So they've got loads of exclusives to launch. So they've got Days Gone.
Yeah.
Need show. Spider-Man, that I reckon,
Oh,
that's,
God,
I reckon
yeah.
that's going to be huge because Spider-Man is really popular.
I'm
so.
really annoyed that it's a PS exclusive because
Yeah, so I saw someone said that. Yeah,
I really liked the Spider-Man games back when they're at least I know they started getting a bit rubbish.
sure.
But I think it was Spider-Man 2 on the Xbox. I think it was anyway. Yeah, must have been. I loved that game. It was brilliant. You could just swing around the city doing nonsense. The first one was a bit weird because you couldn't touch the ground, but it was still fun. And I like those. Like, clearly, I love grappling hooks. I'm a big fan of speedrunners and Titanfall 2. It's just my jam. So Spider-Man is one of those games for me that I'm really disappointed that it's going to be PlayStation only.
Yeah, it does seem. I mean, Insomniac are making it. I don't know. It does seem odd that they would take such a popular brand but I suppose Sony are a steamroller, aren't they? Really.
Yeah, I think it'll work for them though, because if someone doesn't have a console and they're trying to think of, I think it's harder to sell a console on console exclusives that are only a big brand because of the console, than it is to sell a console on an exclusive that is just a big brand.
Yeah.
Because obviously you're going to have people who love Spider-Man who don't have either, who are going to be like, I guess I'll get a PlayStation then.
Yeah, exactly. And also for the for younger children,
Yeah.
this is going to be appeals to that. So if they do like a Ratchet and Clank Spider-Man box set, whatever.
That would be a weird box set. I know, it's both Insomniac, isn't it?
But yeah, no, I think that'd be cool. God of War, I reckon they'll definitely show some gameplay.
There'll be some Destiny 2.
Yeah.
Because they're Sony exclusive, aren't they? Their deal is they're not exclusive, obviously.
Yeah,
but their
That one is
deal
like,
Sony.
it's basically the same thing that they've got with Call of Duty now.
Yeah,
It's just,
exactly.
we're going to give you everything like 30 days before we give it to Xbox.
We get to tell you about it.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. And speaking of Call of Duty, they'll probably have some
They'll also have that.
hopefully multiplayer. I mean, it's not been said explicitly yet, but they have come out and said that they're not removing classes. They're not removing creator class, but what they're adding into it is like new divisions. So instead of like being able to create your own classes, they're giving you like a division, and then it'll be like a sniper division.
Oh, and you can customize the division.
You can customize. I believe you can customize within that division. I don't know if they'll just go back to nope. You're in this division. You've only got this weapon to use. I don't think that they'll do that. But yeah,
I doubt they do.
Taking out creator class, which. It's taking it out in a looser sense because you can still customize it, but you have to be in like your set class, and I think like each different class is going to have like a ability that is like exclusive to that class. So obviously like a medic may be able to revive people and whatever, but provide healing. I don't know, but
what are we talking about?
Call of Duty.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh wow, that's huge.
Yeah, I know. It's again, we'll definitely see some of it in the Sony conference.
Well,
I feel like hopefully they should elaborate more in terms of their headquarters, their online lobby sort of thing that they're going with. So they're taking out the menu in terms of playing online. So I feel like hopefully we'll get a bit more elaboration of what that actually is and how it will work. So it should be cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, we'll have to see what they do with it, but they'll obviously show that.
Yeah.
We would not, would they? Although, do they usually announce the next Call of Duty at E3, don't they? Or do they usually announce it
They
before?
show multiplayer E3, I think.
Oh, is that what they do?
Yeah, they announced it at like the event in like March.
Well,
at
yeah,
some
obviously
point.
they've already announced this one, but
yeah, I hope maybe they might have someone there playing for like one of the first story missions or something.
yeah.
Or
They usually do
doing
that,
something
don't they?
like
They usually
that.
have a
So
bit of the first one.
yeah, I mean, I don't know how much they're going to elaborate on multiplayer, apart from the fact that obviously they're going to be like, oh yeah, you guys get the closed beta first, you get to play it first, and we're going to give you these DLC packs and whatever in the season pass, and
You
stuff.
can actually have the weed skins for World War II.
Yeah.
Xbox can't. They're just taking it away from them. But yeah, that's always a fun thing to see at Sony. I am actually really excited for Destiny 2 because I think they've sold that well. I think a lot more people are excited for Destiny now
Yeah.
than
100%.
I thought would be, because Destiny flopped a little bit, but they've managed to actually keep the hype up, because I think everybody I know who's seen it and played it a little bit knows that it's actually a really fun game to play.
Yeah, I think they showed commitment to it as well.
Yeah.
They didn't just dump it. They're like, no, it's still good. We're still making content. We're still upgrading it. And so they just kept going with it. And I think
There's clearly a team behind
I
it that
think that's
cares.
admirable, to be fair.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, I'm excited to see what they have. They'll probably have just some gameplay, like they'll do what they did last time and go through a mission, have some cheesy talkovers.
Yeah.
I can't imagine what else they'd show for it. There'll be something exciting to see that they've changed, because I think especially after the trailer came out, a lot of people were sort of the idea that it hadn't changed much.
Yeah.
So like Tom was saying this before, that they've not, mostly just because of the fact that it Destiny changed as it went along, because it got updated so much. It seems like it's not changed much. I think they'll probably show something to be like, it has changed, like, trust us, it's a new thing. If they don't, that would be odd, but we'll have to see where they go with that. I think it'll be quite exciting. Sony always have a bunch of indie stuff as well, so I'm excited for that. But you can't really speculate on what they're going to show.
I always think the Sony conferences are the best ones. Isn't
They
not
often
not
seem to
some
win.
place, not just on a PlayStation fan, but I think that helps. That helps. But the way they do the conferences, there's always something slightly romantic about it. And I like the way they tell the story throughout the conference. I always think they do one of the better ones. But
Microsoft are often quite clinical.
yeah, exactly. They're like,
It's like, we've got this stuff. Look
yeah,
at it.
exactly.
Look at our stuff.
Whereas Sony are like, we're going to take you on a journey, and oh look,
Yeah.
there's Kratos, and that sort of thing.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. Sony often come out, I think after all the E3s we've had, while I've been in uni at least, it's always seemed a little bit after, like, even if Microsoft have had a few more things I've been excited about, it's always been like, Sony was good. I enjoyed Sony's
and Sean
conference.
Layden, he's really good at presenting, and Phil Spencer, he said he's quite sweet. He sounds like he's talking to investors.
Yeah, definitely. There's this shock that, well, not so much of a shock really. Hideo Kojima has said he's not coming out with any Death Stranding stuff this time around. Strange,
Yeah,
but
I don't know. I think,
a relief, I guess, because we don't have to see more just nonsense.
Yeah,
I imagine Mark will be.
We don't have to sit through like a minute of just what the hell is that?
because I think it'll probably start to annoy people now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Mark will be disappointed and also relieved, I think. 'cause
Yeah.
I think he's a bit torn up by all the releases that they've had, because he, like he's said on the show before, he thinks it's a bit dumb, just like we
Right.
do. But
So it's
He
not.
likes
It's really
it.
not my kind of. That thing's really not my thing. So I'm not really. Death Stranding's not really something I've been paying attention to. But I am interested in the way they're marketing it.
yeah, it's hard to pay attention to it, to be honest. Like, nobody knows what's going on.
Yeah, fair.
But
I feel like that might be a good thing though for like Kojima. He's an experienced game developer. He knows what it takes, and he wants to have that build up. He wants to have us maybe
Definitely.
putting it on a bit of a slow burner. Maybe we don't hear anything about it until like 2019, 2020 or whatever, and it's like,
Wouldn't surprise
bang, here we go. This is just full on action, something like that. Because we know that that's what he could do. He could just come out and say, "Yep, I've been working on this for the last 5 years. I've absolutely nailed it," and it just blows everyone's minds.
I'd like it if he came out like that. I've made a great game for this. It's really good, trust me.
But yeah,
Just play it.
I don't know. I feel like he doesn't want to rush into it, but then again, I think it's going to be on the back burner for a bit in terms of like
definitely.
going under the radar. And they might release, like, over the next few years, they might just release, another 1 minute trailer, just people doing random stuff, and then
Well, we were saying this last time the trailer came out, weren't we? It's that it's not going to come out for a while because they didn't even start making it until that first trailer, so they can't have much yet anyway. But there was this one thing I heard about. So Jeff Keighley, obviously the main E3 man, I think he's been there for a week, I imagine. He's going to have his own live show, which is strange. E3 Coliseum, and I don't know what he's going to show. I don't know if it's going to be a similar thing. I think from what I've seen, it's going to be chats and stuff. It's going to be essentially his E3 coverage that he has, but also in a stadium.
It's just he's there selling the Jeff Keighley game.
Yeah.
And he's just, you should buy this game. It's just his life. And it's really weird.
He's been playing that for more than a week.
You have to present E3.
That's the entire game. You just have to present E3. That's it. You just have to sit there for 3 days straight. This is a game. So maybe they've only said Death Stranding 2 won't be at E3. Maybe they're playing that as it's not going to be presented at E3, but he might still come and be like, Jeff Keighley's my main man. You can show it. Technically not E3. I wouldn't be too surprised if that happened, but again, it would be kind of odd.
I don't think Sony will show anything particularly new, though. That's the only thing I'm...
I don't know.
I don't know. I feel like they've got enough.
They've got enough, don't they?
They've got enough that hasn't been released or talked about enough.
Yeah.
That we've got fresh. So I don't know. I don't think they'll announce much new. But.
Yeah. But the final, we don't have much time left, but the final, I guess, main one to talk about is, there's still Nintendo, but if we can fit them in, they're a bit odd anyway, aren't they? Microsoft.
Yeah.
No idea what they're going to have.
This is going to be huge.
They've said that they've got, they're likely to go over their 90 minutes.
Right, I mean, I guarantee they must do.
It's weird, isn't it?
They're announcing new consoles, so they must do.
But
this is it. Like, there's only so much that they can announce about Scorpio.
It's the Xbox One, but more powerful.
Yeah.
So I don't know how much more you can say about that unless they have really changed it up. But they've got a lot coming. Apparently, they've got a lot to talk about. So it's going to be exciting. There's obviously some things that they came out with last time that we haven't heard of. There's Sea of Thieves, which I think
that looks
all of us
cool.
here. I don't know, Henry, if you
very good.
Sea of Thieves.
Oh yeah, it looks awesome. Oh my god, that game looks awesome.
That looks cool. I'm excited for that.
Just being pirates.
It's just Pirates
cool.
the game.
Incredibly jealous of you guys getting that.
And speaking of Pirates the game, there's also Zombies the game. There's State of Decay 2 coming out. That they showed last time, or they showed it since then, haven't they? Running around setting traps off to kill zombies that are following you. The game. That'd be cool to see because that's a cool looking game. There is, like we said, the Scorpio stuff. I don't know. Do you think there's going to be anything extra to Scorpio? Do you have?
I feel like we were discussing this. Maybe they might have VR. They might release. I mean, I know that they've got to Kinect, but they might release. Oh look, Sony have done this, and they're selling at a reasonable price. So let's launch the launch the Scorpio.
Or HoloLens, or whatever it's called.
That's what I was saying.
They could pair it with HoloLens, which would be really cool.
AR's coming back again.
Because imagine HoloLens being, if you can run it off your if the Scorpio is super powerful, you could just run HoloLens off your
exactly.
your Scorpio.
That's kind of what I'm thinking.
Just have your house become your computer, and I think that would be cool. I don't know how gamey it would be though. Like how many there could be cool games you could have in augmented reality, but is it the kind of thing you can sell at E3 easily? At least this early on. So I feel like VR they're missing out on, or augmented reality or VR, one of them, they're missing out on. But it would be weird for them to come into VR at this point. I guess with Kinect, like Jack said, they've got that system there, which would mean it'd actually be kind of good.
Yeah.
Because the Kinect is good enough that it can like track your fingers and stuff. So they've already got a pretty good controller for it.
Yeah.
But it seems odd to come with it now. I think it's a bit late because VR's kind of dying. It's not dying, but it's kind of...
Yeah, I think VR's filled its niche and it's not going to get any bigger or... Do you know what I mean?
It's going to stay where it is.
Yeah, exactly.
It's YouTubers who make...
Yeah, exactly. I think
VR
it'll keep
videos.
making money, but it will never be this kind of big thing, I think.
I wouldn't be surprised if... it just stayed where it was. But I think one thing, Mark has said this a few times, and I agree with him, Scorpio would be a good way of selling Crackdown, which we haven't heard
I was
anything.
just about to say that, actually, yeah.
So that was initially when I think 2 years ago, actually now. So when they were selling, the whole cloud thing.
Yeah.
So Crackdown was going to, if you played it online in multiplayer, you'd use all the Xboxes that you were connected to.
Yeah.
To run this city that you were in.
Yeah.
And it meant you could destroy everything. So if you played it on your own, if you played it offline, you could destroy a lot, but not your entire city.
Yeah.
But online, you could destroy buildings down to they had internal structure and stuff, and you could really take everything apart. And if the Scorpio is super powerful, a really good way of selling that. So this is Mark's words, not mine. I don't want to claim his idea. A really good way of selling how powerful the Scorpio would be we can just do that anyway.
Yeah.
We don't need to be connected online. We don't need the power of the cloud because obviously you guys all hated it. You ripped into us for trying to sell you this great idea.
Sure.
So instead, we're just giving you a machine that's powerful enough anyway. I think that would be really cool because Crackdown is a fun game to just play. It's not that great. It doesn't have that long-lasting enjoyability, at least for me. I played it for a few weeks and then was kind of bored.
Right.
But I think if you can run around blowing up a city,
I think, yeah, obviously they're going to show Scorpio, and I think they'd be silly not to show a game that would demonstrate the power of it.
exactly.
But the other question that leads me on to is, do you think that they'll announce a Scorpio exclusive game and say, if you've got an Xbox One, sorry, you can't play?
Well, no, because again, this is sort of ties in with the whole Crackdown had a offline version.
Right.
So if you have just the same thing, you can run around the city and blow up a lot of stuff, but not everything on Xbox One. But if you get the Scorpio, you can blow up everything. It's not an exclusive, but it does get better on the Scorpio.
Okay.
Do you think that? So are we assuming? I'm pretty sure that you're going to be able to play Xbox One games on the Scorpio, surely, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you should be able to.
It would have to be because
Yeah.
they're trying to sell it as a Xbox One
0.5.
upgrade, aren't they?
Yeah.
So it would be madness if they if they came out and said it was a new console with like no backwards compatibility. That would be awful. I don't think people would be down for that. But maybe they would.
Yeah.
Do you think they're going to show any Halo? I think it's about time for
I'm
for
not
a
sure.
snippet.
Yeah.
Because if you think
possibly.
about, like, Halo 5 came out about 2-3 years. The
Yeah.
first time you saw it was 2 years before, I think.
Yep.
They had that ridiculous thing in the desert with Master Chief's rags
Oh, yeah.
that really missold the game.
That's true, actually.
So I'm wondering if maybe they'll not bother purely because that went badly for them with Halo 5. Or they will just because you need to start the hype train, really.
I feel like Halo is one of those game franchises that it would be good if it shows at E3, but it doesn't need to show at E3 to sell itself. Very much like Rockstar, they don't need to show Grand Theft Auto at E3 to sell Grand Theft Auto because people are going to buy it anyway. I feel like that's very much, if you're a Halo fan, you won't care if it's being shown at E3. You know that there's probably one in the works and you know that you're going to buy it anyway. So
Halo has a history of E3, though. I think the first one was announced at E3, I think. It definitely had a big showing at E3. And then ever since then, they've, like, all of them have been E3 big things, at least to my knowledge. So it would be odd if they didn't show anything about it at E3 either this year or next year. They also might talk about the TV show.
Yes.
That they announced 3 years ago
Oh my
now.
god, they did as well, didn't they?
The Steven Spielberg TV show.
Oh, yeah.
That's what it was. He had a video on stage. He did a little talk about the Halo TV
No,
show.
I thought that came out, didn't it?
No, that was Nightfall. That wasn't the TV show they were on about.
wasn't it?
No, it was a
okay.
thing, but there was actually a different TV show that they were going to come out with.
Right.
But who knows? You can't. That's just been on the back burner. There's been a few people saying, "Oh, it's still a thing. Trust me."
yeah.
But we've not heard anything about
fair
it.
enough.
But I think we don't really have enough time to keep talking about it all.
Nintendo, just quickly, we've
we'll
got Mario Odyssey,
Mario Odyssey, yeah.
and that
Specifically.
random
Battle
Mario
Kingdom.
X Rabbids Battle Kingdom thing.
Oh my god,
That looks really weird, but it could be cool.
Yeah, that freaks me out too much. I don't
feel
like
like-
thinking about it.
I feel like having this is again a very good opportunity for them. Switch came out earlier this year. It's a very good opportunity to be like, look, we've got all of these. We bragged about how we're getting all of these developers wanting to work and
They
wanting
need to show that, yeah.
wanting to create something for the Switch. And yeah, it would be good if they just came out and said, look, we've been working with these developers, we've delivered on our promise, here are these games that we've got, and they are all cool and whatever.
Skyrim for the Switch, maybe they'll show that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also I think they might. I think someone said a couple of shows ago they'll do a Super Smash, Switch edition or something.
They'll do a Switch edition for all of their games, won't
As in
they?
they'll do like what they did with Mario Kart. They'll be like Super Smash Deluxe,
With a few new
whatever.
characters.
Yeah.
Yeah. They must have stuff to show, but they've already said that Pokemon's not going to be coming out on the Switch, haven't they? Pokemon Ultra Sun and Moon. I think they've already said that
Which was
that's
a huge
not
surprise, isn't it?
weird. Yeah, I mean, you
Well, they've
think
got, like,
they'd start moving it over?
Pokken DX tournament, which is like their fighting
Tekken
game.
with Pokemon. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they've got that coming out on the Switch, which we know about, and yeah, I mean, again, it's Pokemon would be something that would be awesome on Switch if you had like a campaign game that you could play on the Switch would be fantastic. But
Yeah.
I don't know if it's ever going to come to fruition. I think that they're just going to continue pumping out games on DS for as long as those Pokemon games do sell.
They'll have to
And
keep making DSs though, which would
Yeah.
be weird, wouldn't
I
it?
guess, but I don't know. It should be cool just to see if they've got anything new and anything that, like you said earlier, Mark said that the best games at E3 are the ones that we haven't been told about, the ones that we don't know about.
They're always the most
best,
exciting,
so.
yeah. Yeah, so hopefully we see some good ones. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a long weekend, tiring weekend.
Yeah.
But I think we're apparently back next week for our last show.
I believe so.
So please listen in. That'll be sad because we're all leaving.
We're all graduating.
The entire crew is graduating. So please listen in next week. I hope you've enjoyed the show and have a good Saturday. I think that's the end.
Enjoy.
Goodbye, Henry. Goodbye, Jack.